Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6 as Elizabeth, and we are making serious money. We're making over 1,300 profit per turn with a total income of just shy of 1,600, 1,599.7, and I think the objective this episode is to blast our way through the Malian Empire, kill Korea, grab ourselves some airplanes, right? Because we do have aluminum, so we could have up to 6 airplanes. That would be probably, I like to do a ratio of like 1 to 2 fighters and then the rest bombers. That's kind of how I do things. So we will be going for advanced flight into electricity, into computers, potentially telecommunications, because that means nuclear submarines do not need strategic resources. They don't need oil, so they're actually quite a powerful late game unit if you're going for a naval air strategy. I might not go for nuclear submarines. I mean, I do have a few privateers, so we could upgrade to them relatively easily. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and recruit Adam Smith. He is a great merchant. Well, to be honest with you, he's an average great merchant. And we'll take Laskarina Bubulina. And she'll be handy. But yeah, I reckon the thing to do is to just like start getting stuff like our aerodromes up, keep the production of tank units like knights, maybe get a few stock exchanges because we are going to be able to get our flood barriers soon, and just continue to like pump up the gold. There is a barbarian caravel here that is annoying. I don't have anything in the area to deal with it. I could recruit a caravel. I thought I'd already done that. Maybe I might have reloaded it back like to the start of this turn. That's entirely possible. I'm going to hire a Dezivan Provincian from this clan to try and deal with this caravel as well. I think I may have loaded back to the start of this turn. That is something that is distinctly possible. So do we want to go ahead and get ready to declare war? Let me see here. I am in the Two Arms Golden Age, so I can denounce and go to war immediately, take these 2 cities fairly quickly, and then make my way onto Gangneung and Gyeongju. I would feel better if I had like a settler in the area ready to plonk down to provide loyalty. I mean, I did have a settler in the area, I thought, that I captured that was heading down here. I must have misplaced that settler. So we shall bombard this city, and then I will consume your soul. Musketman is going forward. Blast it. So have you ever been told by an Irishman that he will consume your soul? I imagine that is a new experience for some of you guys. It is actually a delicacy in Ireland. Souls. Yeah, souls. Not a rare delicacy neither. All right, let's have a look at what our best trade routes are. We sort it by gold. London to Mogadishu, that's 35 gold per turn. That's what we're talking about, man. And 2 food, 2 production. That's a happy time. Right, Adam Smith, maybe you could make me a corporation. I think Wales would be good. The 30% production towards military units could be handy in a domination game. So we'll make Ed's discount Wales Combinat. And then I would like to start producing Whale Corporation products. Now, they are quite expensive, right? They're 500 production, but I think they're worth it, which will allow me to spread that bonus around. Horatio Nelson, I thought I had moved you somewhere. Let's go ahead and promote indoctrination finally. This will give us +1 wildcard policy slot and +2 spy capacity. I think I had meant to do that last turn. I think I might have accidentally reloaded back a turn. I think that's why my current game's, my memory is a little bit screwy, basically is what I'm trying to say. I think colonial taxes would be a good plug-in here. That's 74 gold and 19 production. It'll help us out a bit to get these newly conquered lands up to scratch. First blast of Alexandroupoli. This is Alexander's final city, so this will be the conquer on him, getting him out of the game, which is the price he pays for declaring war on me, honestly. I'm just saving up cash for when my hangars are finished. I'll be able to start buying bombers and fighters. Now, I think once we have computers, we'll be beelining for aircraft carriers and nuclear bombs. I'm going to use Horatio Nelson to get a lighthouse and a shipyard in this city. That's basically like 1,700 gold worth. Plus I can pop a trader or 2 in this city to improve it. So he actually denounced me, which means I don't take the grievances, which means it's going to be even easier for me to declare this war. Super happy with that. Civilization's first neighborhood district is finished, giving us +2 era score, as well as some other bonuses. We also managed to steal some more cash from the Mali. We did just boost conservation. I'm going to be looking for trade routes with people that have missions to have trade routes with them. So people like Nan Madol. That seems like a good candidate. Armagh seems like a good candidate. I did just take suzerainty of Armagh. I'm also going to go ahead and see if I can get another trader in here. I cannot. Remember, if I do a trade mission, I actually get double the envoys that I should. So it's super valuable for me to do that. Right, we've got a little bit of an apostle problem in over here. I'm going to go ahead and buy myself another 2 apostles to see if we can't just fight this off a bit. If I could get a couple of debaters, it would be brilliant. I could just use those to defend my provinces forever. I have a ship here. Right, so who's next on the chopping block? Honestly, I think Canada might be a good candidate to kill here. These artillery are in a relatively good position. I could use my land army to take out Canada, while I use my air and naval army to take out Korea and Mali. And then I could move my land army down south towards Brazil, who is relatively strong, but I should be able to get a good power level on him by the time I make it there. And then my armies can converge on Rome, who is currently, really, really far behind me in terms of culture. So I think that's going to be the plan for the domination victory here. I had come into this game with a diplomatic mind, and that is not how the game has gone. Not at all. Right. Aircraft hangar in the capital, or rather the aerodrome has been chopped. Let's buy the hangar. That's +1 air unit slot. But more importantly, when I come in here, it's a boost for the bomber when I build it, which will be next turn. So that's going to be done. So I'm going to be able to start buying bombers, which is kind of how I want to do it. And they'll have extra experience because of the building. I may also buy myself an airport. I guess the fighters are probably the least important thing, so I might just hard build like the biplane/fighters. I don't mind if those arrive a little bit late. It's the other things that I care more about. My troops are merely passing by. I don't know where my troops even are on your border. There's advanced flight. I'm going to step you to here to heal. Now, let's come over to the capital. So what we want to do is we want to buy this airport. This will give us 10 production in this city, but more importantly, a 50% combat experience for units trained in this city, which will be a 75% combat experience increase for my aircraft. The airlifting ability is also quite nice. I'm going to go ahead and buy the airport. That leaves me with 1,700 gold, and I get +3 aero score for that. How expensive is a bomber? Okay, so I can buy a bomber next turn. Maybe I can sell off like a chunk of aluminium, maybe a chunk of coal, and some of my other resources. Just to get a bomber this turn, I'd like to start getting the train going. I'm going to go ahead and talk to Mali, and I'm going to go ahead and denounce Mali to give a few turns for those grievances to drain. I would like you to escape by boat. He was captured in Kumbi Saleh. So let's talk to you. You might give him back. Oh, he has something to say to me. Usually if you try to click on the AI's thing, it's because they have a pending like bark. They want to bark at you. What would it take? He will never give me my spy, I don't think. Oh, he would for 600 gold. I think a spy is well worth it for 600 gold. That's like an easy trade for me to make. Okay, I guess I'll take Chaplain, which is the worst one of those three. And Orator. That will mean Debater should appear in the list more often. It's a complicated way to explain it, but the promotions you haven't taken on your apostles are more likely to appear, is the short version of that story. So let's take this guy and immediately plug him straight back into the Malian Empire. I'm going to assume it was Kumbi Saleh that guy was in, and we're stealing all of his money. In fact, we probably don't actually want to kill the Malian Empire. We probably want to be stealing his money. Like, allow him to fuel my empire and then just quickly finish him off with aircraft in the late game. Because he is providing us with a not insignificant amount of money. Now, we do probably want to declare war here because we can get a free settler. But these 3 cities that he's planning will be very easy for us to make something happen with. I'm starting to get denounced by the AI because I killed another player and they're a little bit angry about that. Typically, killing other players is the thing that will get the AI to hate you. I think if I'm going to design another map like this using the Got Lakes map script mod, I need to turn down the number of mountains because there's just a lot of mountains here and it's making what little land there is kind of awkward. So we're going to come in here and begin hard building a fighter, and we'll just buy the bombers. There's our first bomber. We're going to teleport him to the front line. Methane should be in range of Timbuktu and Segu, and we can start blowing up these cities and open up the pathway into Korea. Right, we've built a hangar in Birmingham. We're going to hard build a fighter as well in here. And we also built the neighbourhood in Plymouth. I don't remember why I built that neighbourhood. I just know that I did. We also have an airport in here. We'll slowly build that. Spy was killed in the city of Jenny. That's unfortunate. We will have to recruit more spies. Can we get a kill here on this guy? I think we can, and that should flip Birmingham back to neutral. We just need to kill a few of these apostles, if we can, and stick near our holy site and get healed up. Let's buy 2 more apostles. Hopefully both of these guys should have the debater promotion available to them. You're going to heal defensively. He has more intel on me, which is a little bit unfortunate. So he's getting +6 against me. I will start building my stock exchanges because they can hold goods. And I am building goods, and I would like to build more goods. I think after I finish this fighter, I'm going to start cranking out Turtle Corp products. Right, bomber is in position. Let's talk to Mali. We're going to go ahead and declare, we could declare a Protectorate War. We're going to declare a Golden Age War, giving us 25 grievances and a very, very low penalty for taking their cities. We'll move our privateers in range, immediately shred this city's walls with a bomber. So the city is now completely defenseless. We bring up our caravels to act as our front line. Probably should turn a couple of those into into ironclads. We'll sort that out later. And then we'll use these privateers to rip down the city. So we should, ideally, at this stage of the game, right, at this level of technology, this level of culture, all our benefits, we should be killing an enemy city every single turn. That is the pace that we need to hit, just to give you an idea. That'll give you an idea of how fast we need to be assaulting. Okay, so his debater actually moved into a vulnerable position, which might give me a chance to kill him here. Let me have a look. I'm going to move you here. Now, this guy needs to tank it and heal for a turn, and then we might be able to kill him next turn, because it's just like his combat strength is insane. Could I plug in maybe press gangs? Maybe that would help. I can take Economic Union, that's an amazing card. 5-year plan is also an amazing card. I think I don't need many builders anymore, so I'll plug in 5-year plan. That'll be a nice boost to my science and gold. We're up to 1700 gold per turn. That's just profit. We could go for capitalism if we wanted to take market economy. We are trading internationally a lot, so that could be a really good help. And I think we do want to transition into fascism here. +5 combat strength for all of our units seems like a good move. I have now unlocked seaports, and seaports are fantastic for a few reasons, right? They give you a 25% combat experience boost for all naval units trained in the city. Okay, that's great. We all get that. But they allow you to train fleets and armadas directly, which is really good with the Venetian arsenal. So that means I can start crapping out like submarine fleets now. It reduces the training cost of those things by 25%, and it also gives you +2 gold on every coast tile in the city, which is pretty damn good for my empire. And then of course you get a little bit of gold, you get a little bit of food, a little bit of housing, great admiral points, all that stuff. That stuff is less important to me. It's more so about those other bonuses. All right, let's crack Timbuktu like an egg. Like I said, you got to break a few eggs. You want to make an omelette. All right, we can't reach Segu. I will reposition you here. I'll sweep a privateer down south to see if we can find that settler. We did. The settler was actually in the city, so we managed to steal the settler, which is honestly absolute best case scenario. Couldn't have gone better. Bring the sea dogs up and blast the city a little bit. We will be keeping the city of Timbuktu under our banner so that we can move forward. We'll just grab some basic buildings in here. A lot of these cities we don't care about. Wait, can I faith buy things in here? Oh, I could faith buy ancient walls and monuments. Okay, that's fine. I forgot that I was in control of Valletta. So I'd like 100% production towards, I don't really care, honestly, campus. No, I want to block city centre buildings so people can't build walls. If they don't have them already, I don't want them to have them now. And then I say 100% trade routes with city-states would really suit me, because a lot of my trade routes are going to Mogadishu, and so that would be a really nice benefit. Perfect. Trade city-states and campus buildings passed. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Both of those I'm relatively okay with. I think, can I kill this city? No, I'm going to have to use my bomber this turn. And the thing about bombers is they have a limited number of actions, in the sense that once a bomber appears in a game, there's only so many actions you can get from a bomber before the game ends. So you want to use them extremely efficiently to get to the end game. We're going to go ahead and position ourselves on the Korean border. She's going to be a little bit upset about that. I'm going to go ahead and denounce her now. Denounce him now. I'm so used to it to being Seonduk, or Sunduk, I believe it's called. Sunduk? Yeah, Sunduk, I think it is. All right, let us kill this apostle. Big damage. And now we slap him for the kill. And we faith by another apostle. I got to keep... Now, my one worry is here. Who is the leader of England? Or Catholicism, rather. So Brazil. I need to be careful not to give Brazil a religious victory. I think enough of the world doesn't follow English. I think Brazil's going to have to be an early kill here. Rome follows Buddhism. So that suits me. As long as they don't follow Catholicism. Because if too many people in the world follow Catholicism, I will lose the game to a religious victory. And that would honestly be embarrassing. It wouldn't be the first time that it happened, but it would also probably be the most embarrassing time that it happened. Now, Korea has an awful lot of boats in this area, which is a bit of a problem for me. And I totally got a bit distracted and forgot to buy my aircraft. So 1, 2, 3 bombers in the capital, ready to go, fly to the front line and start making a difference. Let's go ahead and declare the war on Korea. We're going to be declaring a Golden Age war, which is my favorite type of casus belli because it takes very, very few penalties. We're going to bomb the city. There we go. We will blast it with a privateer, and then we will take it with a caravel. Boom. So same turn we declare the war, we clear a city. And this is the pace that we want to be setting, right? We want to be killing a city every turn. I'm going to send a privateer to the north to help out this caravel. It's a little bit stuck between these boats. So I'll send 2 privateers to the north to help. Gyeongju is next on the list. Could build a campus in Sheffield. Not sure that I need a campus. I could also build an aerodrome. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world is to just get more of these aerodromes. It means more airlifting, all that stuff around the world. Hamilton is going to be the first city that we assault. And to that end, my bombards are almost in position. This should be a fairly easy war, especially if I break off a couple of aircraft to help out. Kingston, Ottawa and Quebec should all fall very, very quickly. What fast unit am I going to use to capture these cities? Probably the best fast unit I have right now is going to be cuirassiers, so I'll transition into that and I'll get myself a couple of cuirassiers. There's a few knights roaming around the capital. Let's go ahead and start merging them together. Right, let's check this guy. He has the proselytizer promotion. I'm going to take that. This guy has debater. That's excellent. So I'll hold off until I have a couple more debater options. Fishery. We definitely want to have every single water tile in this city to have a fishery so that the city continues to grow and just become giga huge, which it's already genuinely giga huge, but it could be giga huger. That's the thing. Just because something is big doesn't mean it can't be bigger. Right, we also have a fighter that I could slowly start moving out to the front line. Now, fighters should be in the cities behind the front line deployed. They're mostly deployed for anti-unit reasons, so killing, high threat units that are kind of scary and hurting my ability to conduct my war, but also to give vision. That's their two main objectives, right? Kill high threats and give vision. High threat land units specifically, not just high threats. High threat land units. We've completed our first fish product, which will give us a 30% production boost towards military units. And we can kind of ship this around to wherever we need it. I'll pop one in London right now because I believe I'm going to be producing military in London for a while, mostly knights and stuff like that. I'll produce as many whale products as I can. I don't know, they're quite rare, they're quite difficult to get, and they provide really nice bonuses, so you may as well. Right, I'm sitting on 3 envoys, and I would like to get friendship with Samarkand because that'd be a 15% empire-wide gold boost, bringing me up to nearly 2,100 gold per turn. Also, my empire would scale incredibly well off a relationship with Samarkand because of the +2 gold and the +4 gold. Now, where was Kilwa in this game? I don't remember if I built it or not. Actually, I don't think I did, right? Someone else might have built it. So this is a case of where I might have to take it from someone. It was Korea that built it, wasn't it? Yeah. So this is what the war is over. That's right. Now it's all coming back to me. I'm starting to remember why this is a grudge war. Grudge war. Let's go ahead and denounce Canada. This will be a denunciation. And then we will immediately go ahead and declare Golden Age war with Canada. Bring my bombard forward. This bombard will damage the city. You guys are going to park here. You need to actually fall back. I'll take this fighter plane and I'm going to go ahead and deploy him here to give me vision of his empire, and I can also use him to snipe his units. His units are fairly low tech, so it shouldn't be too hard, and I should start moving my knights up to the north. I have some of my knights on the way. Yeah, you're generally on the way. Okay, that's good. And then I want to pop you into the water so I can make you go that way as well. Let's rebase an extra bomber to the north, and I'll rebase another bomber to the north, and then I'll take this bomber and bring it over to this front line here. Let's pillage this tile. We don't have vision of this city yet, so we can make use of we could use this bomber turn to take a level up. So close air support is good, mostly because it leads towards range, but we could take either of these. I think evasive maneuvers is good. Privateer and privateer. Oh, lovely. We in fact stole that caravel, which means we can consume his soul and become slightly stronger. Let's combine these 3 sea dogs together. Now, once we research nuclear submarines, which I think we already have done, we can no longer make sea dogs. So we kind of lose access to that technology. Let's take helmsman so you can move faster, and you'll be able to sweep around and take on Gyeongju next turn when I get vision of it. Dealing with a lot of warfare stuff. So who am I at war with? Antana. So I need to take back suzerainty of Antana. Let's kill this guy. You step forward, consume his soul. Perfect. That's what I imagine is happening when a pair of units combine together into a single unit. There's one of them just like dislocates his jaw and like swallows the other unit whole. And is like, Right, let's go ahead and blast this city's walls. Bring the caravel up. Caravel might be able to get in range in a turn or two. We shall see. Very important with our privateers that we clear off these land units. Land units can disrupt our plans. Now, I have a bomber in position in this city. I'm going to pop him into Gangneung. I'm going to buy another bomber. This fighter is ready. I'm going to send this fighter to the front line in the east, I believe. I have a fighter in the north. And these fighters are incredible. They could just really clear out these old tech units in a single hit. It just makes my life so much easier, right? Let's go ahead and bomb Hamilton. I have the observation balloon positioned in the water in between my 2 bombards, which is making my life easier. I guess you could become a frigate. You can just walk up and blast that city. Kingston has been hit. Maybe I should get a ship in the area. Can I buy an ironclad? I tell you what I will do. I'll buy a seaport. It doesn't make sense to buy an ironclad army here, actually. Not when I have a knight army heading up. A knight army that would soon hopefully become a tank army. But yeah, I'll buy an ironclad to participate in this battle. Just using my units in the local area to get a few easy kills wherever I can. You'll take a bit of damage, but you have a promotion. Antananarivo needs to get dealt with. I probably won't kill Tana because I want to keep it alive. There's computers, so we've access to flood barriers, which is honestly a really faith cheap way for me to protect my empire. I could just loop through. 87 turns until the next flood though, which means we're really not producing that much CO2 yet. So I'm honestly not worried. Blast this city. The Caravel didn't quite make it, but it doesn't have to. Blast you. Kill this trade route. I do get a bunch of extra gold for my trade route pillaging as England. That's something to keep in mind. And make sure we blast you again. Perfect. You're in position. While the privateers up here in the north are just ripping through these navies. We actually managed to get Albert Einstein and Togo Haichachiro, I think it is, I don't know how to pronounce his name. These are potentially useful guys. I could go for the oil power plant, it would eventually be useful, and it also avoids the coal, but this is a plus 10 coal power plant, like how could I not? I've got a fighter now down here in the front line in the south, and I've got, commercial hubs are still coming up. My trade routes are still constantly just increasing. Alright Hamilton, it's time for you to meet your maker. You should be just about dead soon. Then we can capture you. Right, lovely. My fighter's on the scene now, and he can seriously deal with these caravels. Like a single hit gets rid of them, and I can also capture them using my sea dogs in the north. Wolfpack is such an incredible promotion for sea dogs to get. Being able to attack twice is disgusting. So Gyeongju should fall. Boom. Perfect. I'm going to reposition a bomber into Gyeongju. You may as well take kills or anything like that you can get. We will be keeping this city, and our goal will be to immediately move on to hit Jeonju and completely wipe out Korea. I think he has 3 cities in the area that kind of matches with basically the shape of what I'm seeing here. This Sarah Breedlove, 25% tourism boost, but at least, we don't necessarily need that, but we're denying it from other people, which is quite handy. We also got a wildcard slot, I think, maybe. Did we capture... we captured the Forbidden City. Excellent. That's another wildcard policy slot. That's fantastic for us. I'm trying to think what would be the most useful thing. Ooh, market economy is good. 50 of all the important resources. I will take it. I've basically improved my entire empire. There's very few tiles left that I haven't improved. Right, so can we crack Ottawa this turn with my cavalry and 2 bombers? I think we can. There we go. The city has been cracked. Perfect. My ironclad will also be able to crack Kingston. Maybe? Can you do it? Oh, perfect. Hamilton as well on the same turn. Do you reckon we can do it? Maybe not. That'll be a next turn moment. Unless my airplane here... Nah, it doesn't do enough. I don't think I should use them for that. No, it can't be done. It's okay. Wishful thinking. Yeah, but this is the power of the coastal air strategy. Like, the second you get bombers, the game just changes, which I love. I love the process. I love the change. I love how it plays. It's a really, really fun way to play the game. I kind of, actually, believe it or not, the very first time I did this strategy, where you go for the naval strategy into air, I was playing Hungary, a landlocked country. So yeah, think about that. I want you to roll that around inside your noggin like it's the ends of a jar of honey that you're like spinning because it looks cool. You ever do that? Like when you were a kid, you'd get halfway through like your soda or something, your soft drink, and then you start like the little dribble of water in the bottom of the bottle. You'd like spin it so it would like run it, and you try and like run it diagonally and make like cool patterns. I don't know, man. Like when you're a kid, the simplest shit entertains you for so long, and honestly, I don't think I've actually changed much. That shit still entertains me. Like, I could still do a lot of that stuff and feel zero shame for it. I'm incredibly easy to entertain. I can't really think. I can think of times when I've been bored, but I can't really think of a time where I haven't been able to entertain myself. There's definitely been times where I've been agitated, but I can't think of a time where I've been bored. I mean, I take that back. Things have been boring. Like, if I'm being made do something I don't like, that's boring. But like, if I'm left to my own devices, I'm always having a good time. I find a way to entertain myself. Like, whether I'm fidgeting or I'm fiddling with stuff, or I'm clicking around on something, or I'm trying out a new idea. It's very hard for me to get bored. Right, let's go ahead and bombard this city. We don't necessarily need to bombard that city. It's just an opportunity to level that airplane because it's not in range of this Korean city. We take down the walls. Now that the walls are down, these guys should be able to soften up that city. I think what I'd like to do is to move you out, turn you into an ironclad. Then I would like to gold purchase a new ironclad, move this knight into the water, upgrade him into a cuirassier, and then recruit another cuirassier, because I'd like to have a cuirassier army running around here. Now, technologically, the sound move is to obviously get oil so that we can potentially look into building tanks, because if we can find the oil, we can make tanks happen. We got an airport in Plymouth. Let's go for the shopping mall. I'm not actually making use of my spy capacity, weirdly enough. So I want to get vision of Quebec City, and then I want to bomb Quebec City once. I'm hopeful I can reach it with this other one. I can, and twice, and then I'm going to pop you back to rest in that city. We don't have to take it this turn, right? Now, Hamilton, it is finally time for the city of Hamilton to fall. Perfect. We have taken all of Canada's empire. They shall fall next turn. Korea is in the process of crumbling. We have a cuirassier on the way as well. Honestly, I complain a lot about the late game of Civ, but honestly, once you the problem is if you're trying to optimize everything, but once I deprioritize trying to build my cities or do something, once I just focus on making optimal moves with one part of my empire, it became a lot more enjoyable. I'm not even really caring about where exactly do I move this unit, or I'm just kind of I'm moving it generally in the direction of Brazil, because it's not germane to the important thing. The important thing is where are my bombers positioned, which cities, which tiles can I attack with my bombers, how do I get another bomber to the front line? These questions, these are the ones that keep me up at night, at least, well, not keep me up at night, but you get my meaning, you get my point. They are the things that I am concerned with at this phase of the game. So there's castles, not an important technology. Let's go ahead and bombard Jeonju. Now I have my Caravel Armada here. I'm going to go ahead and blow up that city. Perfect. Now I can reposition this bomber over to there. Now I have really good vision of Chuncheon. The big thing for me to do would be if I could somehow get vision of Seoul. Let's go ahead and bring this cuirassier to this tile, move you to there. I'm going to eat this cuirassier, and then I will get another cuirassier and bring that onto the scene. I'll turn this into an ironclad fleet, bring you over here and blow this guy up. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and kill Quebec. We'll bring our bomber in. There's the city blasted. We rip down the walls. He is now dead. I think we have to kill Brazil next to prevent the possible religious victory. I'll start repositioning my bombers on the front line with Brazil, and I'll start repositioning some of my fleet down here as well. There's something really fun about Civ when you have infinite gold. You have so many options for how you want to approach the game. Let's make a frigate armada. So I'll buy one frigate, and then I'll buy another frigate. And then these guys can be combined together next turn. My bombards can finally get on the move in the direction of Brazil. They will be a supporting act. Once I have oil, I'll be able to turn them into proper artillery, and they won't have to rely so heavily on things. I would like to combine these two guys together, actually. Although I don't have line infantry unlocked yet now, do I? No, but I am going to unlock it in 3 tech, so I should be able to combine these two guys together into an army. I'm always looking for ways and opportunities to improve my army. I know I just bought this ironclad, but it's burning coal, which is going to hurt my empire, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. It did its job, right? It was just a really expensive melee unit to attack a city. It achieved its function, which was to capture the city for me, and therefore it is no longer useful to me, which perhaps might tell you how I feel about people in my life, Once you serve your function, you're dead to me, okay? If you're there to stroke my ego, you're done. I don't know. I don't think about people that way. Just trying to not riz. Oh my god, what's the word? Trying to razzle dazzle? No. Trying to spitball? No. Improv. That's the word I'm looking for. Right, we have totalitarianism. We are going to go ahead and switch over to fascism, mostly for the combat strength. Just it makes our life easier when we're going to war. We want to plug in all the things. Third alternative, because every city will be able to benefit from that. Military, well, no, not necessarily military research. Let me have a think about this. Wars of religion is fine. That's combat strength. Levy en masse, that's gold. Cheaper gold to upgrade, that's good. Third alternative is okay. Propaganda is handy. Veterancy is all right. Logistics lets me move my army around faster. These other cards I'm pretty happy with. I could plug in triangular trade. It's a wild card slot though, maybe martial law would be better. Yeah, martial law would be better. Loyalty and less war weariness is almost always better. He captured Nan Madol. Okay, I will add this proposal so that we can take him out. We're going to go ahead and try to liberate that in the near future. Now, so we have fascism. I think the next step for us is to go for cultural heritage and maybe head towards something like synthetic corporate libertarianism. I'll put a spy into Campinas so that I can get diplomatic visibility on Brazil. Once we have oil unlocked, our goal is to unlock artillery and then tanks, and then I want spec ops, because spec ops can paratroop. Although they're not melee, so maybe tanks. Yeah, I think actually tanks are the way to go. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, tanks. Right, Chuncheon gets blasted once. Chuncheon gets blasted twice. I bring my friendly neighborhood Caravel over. He'll be able to clear that city next turn. Move up, pillage for cash. Not that I need the cash, but you may as well. Seoul will be next. Your soul will be mine. The big thing is I just need to get vision of Seoul. Let me see your soul. Right, let's talk to Brazil. We're going to go ahead and declare a Golden Age war on Brazil. Perfect. You hop up there, grab this guy, combine him in. I need vision of this city. I've nothing in the area to give me vision. That's all right. I'll just take a promotion while I wait. Let's grab... where's my fighter? Okay, I want to rebase... I want to rebase you down here. And then I'm going to get myself a couple military engineers to build airstrips on my front lines. Where's my nearest encampment? Jesus, I don't really have one. I don't have encampments on the front line over there. It would take too long for the guy to get over. Honestly, at this point, is there a reason to keep Mali alive? I don't think so. I think I should just kill them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of their cities are coastal. The only city that isn't really is their like capital and stuff, and I can just buy tanks to get that done. Right, let's bring the cuirassier up. Eat this guy. Perfecto. We've got control of the city. I will level you up because I don't have Vision of Soul. One more city. We did manage to take Kilwa. Korea will live because he has this city, and not that I care. The Kilwa is honestly big for me because of the suzerainty and all that. The 2,300 gold is pretty darn good. All right, let's step into the water. We've got Vision of Recife. Blast it. Take the fighter. We're going to deploy him on the edge of their towns. Bring you down. Grab this bomber. Surprised at how strong his cities are. They actually survived 2 bombing runs. We're probably going to need a couple more. So why don't we go ahead and just do that now? 2 more bombers on the front line, ready to shred. Ready to shred like it's 1990 and we are Pantera. I was in Seattle a couple of weeks ago and I probably have already talked about this, but I saw a poster for Pantera and it literally transported me back to my teenage years. I don't know what it was, but I haven't heard about Pantera since I was probably, I don't know, 16, 17, 18, 19, like that kind of range. I can't even think of the last time I had a conversation about Pantera that wasn't a conversation in the vein of, yeah, man, do you remember Pantera? Do you know what I mean? It hasn't happened in forever. It's just one of those things that's lodged into my brain as like permanent nostalgia. I wonder what's lodged into your brain as permanent nostalgia. Throw me a few ideas there. I'm curious now. Right, let's take on Recife. Brazil's first city has fallen, and just for the sake of it, I'll pop a bomber over into there, and then I'll reposition my fighter to get a little bit more forward, to get a little bit more vision. Priscilla will be next. I think in a perfect world, I would get to jet bombers fairly quick now because their range is much better. You see here, movement range of 15 compared to the standard 10 of a bomber. Now, 15 tiles doesn't sound like, oh my god, 15 tiles. But let me just illustrate this, okay? Let me put this up to a range 10. Okay, and I put it up to a range indicator. Okay, that is a range of 10. Okay, so if I hover over Liverpool, a range of 10 can just barely not reach Ostia. Okay, just about not reach. Now bombers can get a promotion for +2 range. So with a +2 range promotion, they can hit Ostia. Okay, now let me put this up to 15. Okay, look how many more tiles it can reach. Okay, that is insane. Okay, again, that's a 15. That's a 10. I want you to consider this. Look how big it is on the screen. All right, this is as much as I can zoom out. And then I bump. The whole screen is occupied. Okay, it's insane. And then you can actually get the promotion on jet bombers and take it up to 17. I could hit Rome from Liverpool. Okay, just to give you the idea of the level of force multiplier and concentration you can do. It's genuinely fantastic. It's genuinely fun to use. That's why I like to get to jet bombers. The real power of jet bombers is the combat strength and the range. The range makes such a difference. Let's have a look. How many coastal cities are we dealing with? We're dealing with very few coastal cities. Where's my nearest caravel? You. I'm going to go ahead and bring you to here. I'll turn you into an ironclad because you're going to be useful when we're taking out some of these coastal cities down here to kill Brazil. Honestly, I don't even know if it's worth it to spend the micro time on these bombards. I'm just going to go ahead and tell them to go asleep. At this point, I actually don't think it's worth it. They're just taking up brain power that could be used on better units. Right, let's kill this warrior. That'll give me Vision of Soul. We can now begin to bombard. He has a warrior core in that city. I love that. That's amazing. And we should be able to take Seoul next turn. Basically knocking Korea out of the game, taking all their wonders, taking all their spells, all their abilities, everything. I said spells. I was recently working on an Age of Wonders 4 video, and so my brain is just on spells. You know what Civ needs? Civ needs spells, like map spells that you can cast. And when I say spells, I don't mean literally magic, but I mean like special abilities like Great People. Wouldn't it be cool if every leader or civ had like a map ability that they could cast on the map? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, I don't know, like Pachacuri, he makes mountains, he can make volcanoes erupt or something, something like that. Be kind of cool. Let's begin the bombing of Brasilia. I hope my bombers can reach it. It can. That's excellent news. Fantastic. My military engineers almost up into the city as well. Can I get my cuirassier to that city this turn? It doesn't look like it, but he's in position for next turn. And I'll take the Barding promotion. And we can start working on Rio next. Honestly, I think Rio's the only city we actually need to kill. So we could then redirect to Babylon. But I think before we take on Babylon, we're going to need to get aircraft carriers, which I think is immediately after tanks. Once we have aircraft carriers, we should be very, very easily be able to reposition my Air Force into my Navy and then use a couple of tanks to just roll in. Surprisingly close to a victory here. I felt like this game was a bit of a slog at first, and now it's just over. Like, we just won. I love it. You know, sometimes I get frisson when I talk about this game. Genuinely, like, I cannot explain to you how much I love my job, how much I love making YouTube videos. I'm genuinely, like, I'm feeling endorphins flood my body as I say this. And speaking as someone who for a very long time was unable to say that they enjoyed anything in life, that is a genuinely, like, insanely good feeling. And I really, really, really hope that you guys are also having a good day, because I'm just feeling #blessed. All right, pillage. Oh, that's a lot of money. That was only 1,000 gold from a pillage. I think at this point, like, resources just don't matter to me. So yeah. Korea is dead. Long live Korea. I suppose now's a good time to take on our good friend, Mali. I'm trying to find, where's my melee units? Right, they're nearby, so we can run up here and start taking out Mali. May as well take them out now. There's no reason to bandy about, to beat about, and to fiddle around the bush. Every now and again, I go on a Thin Lizzy kick, and I'm feeling the urge. Thin Lizzy, let me tell you, the boys are back in town in a big way in my playlist. All right, there's refining. We just got a bit of oil. Let's go ahead and blast down the city of Brazilla. Boom. Omega kill. Bomber, let's reposition you. I want to build an aircraft base on that tile. Your job is to protect the military engineer. We will continue to bomb Rio. Let's make sure we use the bombers that are further away first. Okay, you can't actually reach Rio. That's fine. Rio is bombed. And Rio is bombed. It'll fall next turn, I'm pretty sure. Brasilia. Just build some random shit. I don't care what you build. Yeah, just build random stuff. At this point, like, again, at this point in the game, these decisions, super low priority. Do not impact the outcome of the game, because the game is over very so shortly. That is just the reality of the situation. Right, let's bomb the city of Jenny. My ironclad can reach it. Come on, perfect. Now we'll bomb the city of Tadmeka. Unfortunately, this ironclad can't quite reach that. That's okay. We will get a coastal, or not a coastal raid. I wanted to pillage here. Plunder the trade route for 700 gold. Yeah, this should be a very, very straightforward war. Do I have a cuirassier? I will gold purchase a cuirassier to participate in the melee punching of these cities. Brilliant. There's +1 era score. We've also researched steel. Combustion is next. We've got cultural heritage. We're claiming great people. Not that we care about great artists. Go ahead and build me an airport. Again, just build me random shit. I don't care. I super do not care. What have we got? Vilnius? More like villainous. Am I right? Let's turn you into a battleship. That'll give you +1 range. So you'll have a range of 3. You'll actually be able to participate in this war with a little bit more alacrity. Right. Rio is Dunzo. Blast city with this. I meant to detach the military engineer first, but I forgot to, so it's not the end of the world. You are going to go ahead and air attack him. How far can my fighter deploy? That's about as far as he can deploy, so he's going to need a place to live. This bomber's out of range, so I'm going to move him into range in this city. I will keep this city. We may as well finish off Brazil. Let's take a check at the domination victory. So I've got 4 capitals out of the... how many people were in this game? 7? 8. So I'm missing whose capitals? Missing 1 and 2. I feel like there's a player missing from this game. I should require 7 capitals to win. Mali, Julius, and Hammurabi. Okay, so I need 3 more capitals. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so I haven't taken Mali's. That's what was throwing me off there. Right, I thought I had killed everyone but 2 people, so I was a little bit, you do a little miscount, You ever look at your hand and you're like, oh, I've got 4 fingers. That's kind of what just happened there. Right, Tadmeka will fall. This bomber will redeploy to Jen. Then Niani will take a blast. It won't die this turn. It's okay. Go ahead and get that kill. We buy another cuirassier. We may as well. We bombard the vampire, which kills him. Keep this city. Build just random shit. I don't care. There's some oil over here that we need to get online. Probably a lot of oil appeared, honestly. Shipwreck, yeah. I could probably find a lot of oil in my empire, but here's the thing, I don't need much. I just need enough oil to pay for like 2 or 3 tanks. I'm actually just going to go ahead and delete this artist because he's just going to take up micro time. I'll spend more time like actually getting the great works, then I'll benefit from the great works, which is just not a good value proposition for me. And so that's usually when I start deciding to delete. People are like, hey, this thing isn't important to the outcome of the game, so you get deleted. All right, there's combustion. We have access to tanks. Let's unlink you, move forward. We will create an airstrip. We'll redeploy this guy into the airstrip. This bomber is now officially out of range, so we'll rebase him into it. You should be in range of Salvador. You should be in range of Salvador, and you should be in range of Salvador, which means we should get a clean kill in the next turn or two. You could become a tank this turn. I've got a bunch of people I can recruit. Again, these things, they don't matter. I'm going to show you them purely just to illustrate that they're not important for the outcome of the game. We're going to go ahead and take War Department. It'll give me 20 health whenever my units kill a unit. Not a big deal. +1 governor title, Fascist Legacy Polly's card. Whoop-T-do. I hate to be so flippant about this game, but honestly, I think it's good feedback for developers, right? Let's say you're a person who wants to design games. You learn a lot from how someone plays the late game. And you're like, oh, okay. So like, this is what they want to achieve. And like, here are all the things standing in the way of them achieving that. And oftentimes it's not the actual game that's standing in the way of me achieving that. It's just like the psychological burden of having to do all this stuff. Like, I don't need another cuirassier here, for example, right? I think Civ is a game that's almost too big. You know, this is something I've thought about a little bit, is that it's a game that's it's trying to do something that can't be done, which is to encapsulate the entirety of human history and the nuance and all that stuff in a single continuous game. I think it can be done, like it does it pretty well, okay, all things considered. But I also think that it just can't be done, in the sense that there's always going to be a problem. I think this kind of game works really well, like Old World, right? Because the scale is small. And the problems make a little bit more sense. So that's why I liked Old World's sort of bite-sized approach to the game. Oh yeah, you guys should move north. All right, City of Niani is going to get blasted once. It's going to get blasted twice. What are we looking at in terms of damage? You guys are not going to do it, so you do need to combine together. And then I'll buy myself a 3rd cuirassier. I need to buy a tank, actually. So I'll be able to promote you and then combine them or something. We'll figure it out. The tank might be able to do it. Yeah, maybe if I bomb it next turn. So yeah, if you're wondering, oh yeah, why isn't Potato talking about like his great people? It's because I'm deleting them. I'm just, like, if I see a great person, they get deleted. Which is honestly, it's how I live my life too when I'm playing FPS games. Oh, that guy's a great person, but boom. I'm even getting to the point now where I'm deleting units that I don't think are core to my victory condition, like these random caravels that I have, these random builders that I have. Because the goal for me now isn't like, how do I get to the end of the game efficiently in terms of like, moving these. My goal is to get to the end of the game now, because I've already technically won. I'm in an unlosable position. So my goal is to finish off the game gracefully, right? So I'm going to cut down the number of actions I need to do every turn. Like, if my goal was to optimize the number of turns that I win the game in, I would totally continue to micro my units. But that's not the goal. We do now have access to aircraft carriers, which is fantastic. That's going to really speed us up. So we will blast Salvador. I don't have to kill these cities, but I will. And I think I might leave Brazil here, where they stand. And I'm going to look down here. I'm going to purchase myself a pair of aircraft carriers. Aircraft armadas. Purely just give them that extra combat strength and keep them safe. And then I'm going to start leveling up my bombers where I can, and then rebasing units into these aircraft carriers. So 2 aircraft carriers should carry 4 units, which should be enough to start warring with Rome. And now I guess we make our way towards jet bombers, because we're 3 to 4 turns away from jet bombers, which is a nice boost because we're making over 970 signs per turn. Somehow, don't ask me how. Just that science came from somewhere and I can't explain it. Nor do I want to. Never look at gift yield in the mouth. Unless, of course, the yield itself is a mouth. Then maybe you should look in its mouth. There might be spiders. Right, Niani is broken. We head into here. Boom. We've taken the city. We keep the city. Move our cuirassiers up to August, and we can blast that city as well. You step back and promote to tank. I reckon we want to get an aircraft carrier over here as well, so we can go straight for Babylon. I might just go straight for Babylon and Rome here to finish out this game. Like, we won before we ever needed nuclear bombs again. It's just the way the game works, man. You just, like, once you get to a point where you're powerful enough, you win the game before you get to nukes. I was surprised at how, like, good the response to my little mini rant about the manosphere was. Actually, there was kind of an interesting set of takes people had on it that made me kind of, I wouldn't say it made me change my opinion, but it definitely made me think more about it. You know, like I said, it's been a long time since I've engaged with any of that, like, manosphere, red pill, blah, 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 blah content, like genuinely years. So maybe there are good faith people in there, but almost entirely from memory. It was all grifters. It was all essentially a conspiracy theory about how people work that missed some of the nuances of the world. I definitely think there are certain aspects of what they talk about that's broadly true, but I'd have to really think through that and like choose my words carefully. And most of that would just be based on my own personal experience. But I definitely feel like the current generation of like women just care about money, women just care about status. And it's like, no, just the women that you're spending time with care about those things, right? That you're telling on yourself, you know what I mean? The women you care about, those are the things you care about, you think you care that women care about, right? And so those are the things, because your entire personality is built around appealing to women, then those are the things that you care about, right? Is like my current position on the things. Like sure, money to a point matters to most people, right? Because women are people. But like most people are far more interested in the interpersonal connection and the feeling the person gives them. So like, don't be obsessed with, oh, blah, 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 I need to get a, Ferrari or whatever. Like you're set, if you set your sights on that as an average person, right? You're setting yourself up to fail. I mean, look, if you genuinely think you can achieve it, all the power in the world to you, go for it, my dude. I hope it makes you happy. I just think, statistically, the most likely thing to make you happy is to build or integrate into a community of some kind. And I can certainly say from my experience, having something that I do that I enjoy, a big deal, right? I feel like now, this might even be a more hot take, okay? All right, are you guys prepared for philosophy de potato? It's my latest dish in the school of, I don't know, I'm not sure. In the school of potato philosophy, I think most of us know the truth in our hearts, but then deny it. Like, I know the things that I like and I care about. I know the things that I'm ashamed of. It's just, for a very long time, I didn't know how to translate those things into A, like words, and then B, to analyze those feelings and thoughts and correct them. I think most of us have a truth inside of us that we just need to find, right? I know for a fact there's people watching this who probably would have loved nothing better than to, I don't know, be sports people, right? Or whatever. But they didn't go for it. They didn't even try because they were discouraged at some point. And honestly, it doesn't matter whether or not they achieve it, but they should have been given the space to try in a way that doesn't handicap or hinder them in the future, ideally. For me, it was a choice between, honestly, for me, it wasn't a choice. And I think there are people out there like me who it isn't a choice, right? I couldn't live without this kind of lifestyle. And I needed to achieve it anyway. I would have become a bank robber, like depending on my circumstances, but depending on the thing I was interested in, depending on my skills, I would have just found a way to live this lifestyle, right? I would have found like a super rich old widower and, honey dicked into being my sugar mama. Whatever way it was, I would have figured out how I could live a life of leisure. And when I say a life of leisure, what I mean is like, I don't have stress, like none. That's great. I don't have to ever worry about, well, right now I have a life of luxury. I don't have to worry about money in the sense that I don't spend much money. And because I don't spend much money, I don't have to think about much money, right? And I love that dynamic. I can basically spend freely because the things I'm buying are like €10. It's fantastic. I have zero interest in designer fashion, fast cars, all this shit, completely irrelevant to my life experience. Askers, that's how I feel when someone mentions like a high-end brand. I'm like, why would you bother? I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just talking. It's the late game. We're talking random bullshit. I wish everyone could live a life like this. You know what? 4-day work week, baby. Imagine if we lived a life 4 days on, 3 days off, and we got paid the same. Imagine that extra day, dude. Long weekends. This is my theory of how I say we the workers, as I'm like literally, a guy who just talked about living a life of leisure where I have zero stress in my life because I can work whenever I want. I'm my own boss. I make decent enough money. I don't spend money, But we, the working class, okay, fellow working class people, I work, therefore I'm working class, GigaChat. Oh yeah, we the people, the workers of the world, we need to unite And okay, we just need to take all the bank holidays we have and just start asking for more. And we just ask for so many bank holidays until every weekend has a bank holiday and we get the 4-day weekend, or we get the 3-day weekend through the back door, okay? It's a flawless plan. Literally cannot go wrong. Are you with me, loyal viewers? All right, Rome has crumbled. Honestly though, here's the thing. Some people just like working a lot. I like to work. I genuinely do. Not all the time. Sometimes I want to just chill out. But I actually, once I had all the sort of peripheral stuff handled, like I had my own job, I was doing something I enjoyed, I was making YouTube videos, I was doing all this stuff, I actually started to enjoy hard work. I was like, yeah, I'll work hard on this. I'll learn new skills. It's like I just wasn't built to go into an office. And I guarantee you there's people here watching this video who also weren't built to go into an office, but they still have to go. And you know what? That kind of sucks for them. But it's not my problem. No, that's messed up. YouTuber loses touch with his audience and then begins to talk down to them. Listen, I'm just trying to relate to you from a position where I cannot relate to you at all, okay? And make light of the situation. Listen, I've never really worked a real job. I'm gonna be real with you. I've lived an incredibly privileged and sheltered life. And you know what? For me, it's fucking awesome. Morbus, if what I was talking about was too doomer, just go ahead and delete it, right? Let the people, this is Civ, right? For where people come to relax. I don't want to be too doomer. I do want to declare war. I am at war with Babylon. Oh, I can't see that city. Right. Jet Bomber, are you in range? You are. Can't reach it. So next time we might be able to make a difference. We do have modern armor now, and we are researching nanotechnology. All right, see you later, Brazil. God, dude. Yeah, I think it's really important. Like, if you're in a position like me, where you get to work a job you really love, and you have like, essentially, they built walls, those fuckers. They must have researched steel. You essentially, well, not zero problems. Like, I have problems, obviously, right? I suffer from depression, anxiety. I got problems, okay? Don't get me wrong, okay? But the problems I deal with, okay, I have the infrastructure to deal with them, okay? I can go to the doctor. I can get antidepressants. I can get an appointment with a psychiatrist. I have access to all that stuff. There's people out there dealing with this shit and they don't have all that. So that's my point. I'm not saying I have no problems, right? Let me rephrase. Let me wind it back slightly, okay? I'm not saying I have no problems. I certainly do. And sometimes life sucks, okay? For sure. But what I'm saying is, I'm in a position where it's very easy for me to deal with those problems. Partially based on the fact that I live in Ireland. Partially based on the fact that I was born to a good family, right? Partially due to the fact that I was born, where I was in the circumstances I was and to the people I was. Just like, I rolled a cosmic dice that not everyone gets a good roll on. Been playing a lot of D&D lately. Also, went to see the D&D movie. It's fantastic. Loved it. It was brilliant. I'm not going to spoil it because honestly, do you know what it felt like? It felt like a Marvel movie that I liked. That's what it felt like. It felt like a Marvel movie in a setting that I cared about. I'm going to be real with you. Probably somewhere around like the first Avengers, I just stopped giving a fuck. Just didn't care anymore. Might be a hot take. Listen, Scorch, roast me in the comments for not being a Marvel fan. Do it. I don't care. Right, I want to kill this city. Do I have jet bombers? I do. Come on, one more jet bomber. This is the victory lap, I think. This is the kill that finishes the game. Perfect. Yeah, so really the end there, it was just a lot of micromanaging, killing cities, not super important things. That's why I kind of went on a bit of a ramble. Start talking absolute pure, unadulterated bollocks. Hope you lads enjoyed the video. I had a great time playing. Hope you enjoyed the series. You can see here, this is a roundabout where I got tired of Korea's shit and I just killed them. That was not a sub 200 turn win. I built, a decent number of wonders here, not an insane amount. I killed a ridiculous number of units. I lost barely any, which is, fairly typical. Of course, religions founded. We're not on the graph. It's totally fine. Player score though, look at that. We were just average of the pack and then we took over a little bit. I wonder what it was that propelled us up here. Maybe that was settling more cities or something. But then we skyrocketed as we took cities from people. I'm kind of curious. Our faith was pretty damn good this game. Our culture was really strong. I'm actually surprised how strong our culture was this game. I think this is mostly from Nan Madol. Nan Madol really carried me here. Something else carried me over here. I'm not sure what it was, but Nan Madol did work for me here. You can see whenever I lose Nan Madol, I actually literally dip down below the AI. And this is even when I'm on my conquest spree, right? I'm on my Giga arc that I dip down. My science was really strong this game as well. I actually had a really strong science game going here. And then I think this is where I lost Free Inquiry. It dips down and then it slowly comes back up. So Free Inquiry, I definitely feel like Free Inquiry, the adjacency of Holy or Harbors and Commercial Hubs really carried me this game. It was really, really fun Elves Maneuver game. I hope you guys enjoyed this Elizabeth game. I had a brilliant time playing. and I would love to see you guys come back to watch another series. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.